Recall Chicago's mayor ad. www.recallthisfall.com. If you're tired of hearing about it, let's make the change. We are looking to have better government and not go backwards.
The solution is housing people. The solution is creating more homes. The solution is helping to prevent homelessness and dedicating even more funds to do so.
The city of Chicago is not the most violent city in the world. We're not even in the top 20. It's first year, significant reduction in homicides and shootings. And that has a lot to do with the hard work, of course, that we are putting forward to invest in people, but it also has to do with the work that law enforcement is doing. Vacant lots in the 20th, 24th Ward, and the 9th Ward. These are vacant lots that we are turning over to community developers to build homes, right? And these lots will be available for $1. It's going to put families in homes in North Lawndale and Inglewood and Roseland. That's a step in the direction that the people of Chicago have been longing for, particularly Black Chicago, right? Because, you know, we know that other administrations have been very hostile towards Black existence in this city, whether it's the shuttering of schools, public housing, you know, creating these deserts. Quite frankly, these were policy decisions. Raiding pensions, you know, previous administrations have been quite raggedy. Look, I know that there are people who are concerned about community safety. I am as well. I've made that, you know, point repeatedly. You know, the city of Chicago, you know, has grieved so often that unfortunately in some cases there's almost sometimes a normalization of, you know, these violent moments or even experiences. But look, you know, since I've been in office, I've made it very clear that unlike other administrations who've intentionally disinvested in our communities, and perhaps out of, you know, disdain or perhaps even hatred for particular groups of people, I'm doing the opposite. I'm actually investing in people because I love people. As a result of those investments, you know, we've seen in the most violent beats in the city of Chicago, 35 most violent beats, it's a 25% reduction in homicides, 21% reduction in shootings, the city as a whole. The chair recognizes Alderwoman Emma Mitz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Coming out of the Austin community and being your oldest council member in the city council, I can tell you how I have literally sit here and begged my colleagues over the years about gun violence. Some of you might have still been in high school or college or wherever, but let me tell you, in going to funerals every day, every weekend, shootings even at the funerals, I wouldn't stand here to tell you that my community wanted me to not support ShotSpotters. Because guess what? Over the years of being with the CAPS program, people are not calling the police. They're not going to call the police. Now, what other recourse do we have? And I applaud Mayor Emanuel when he came along with the ShotSpotters, just to show us the technology. And in the 15th district, they showed us as we was interviewing the technology and learning how it worked. Lord and behold, somebody was doing some shooting right outside out of the house, and we were able to see that. I'm like, my Lord, maybe this can give me a breathing room, some breathing room. They didn't care then, but let me tell you something. You should care more now than back then, because there's more guns on the street. Do you realize there's more guns out here? You ain't gonna, if they wasn't calling in, I help us. In every police district now, everybody is saying, when we get these texts over and over again on our phone from our commanders, ShotSpotters alerted somebody being shot. Whether they saved their life or whether they was able to get them there and take them to the hospital or whether they was able to get some help for them, all that matters. Let me say this. Saving one life, you can't put a price on it. You can't put a price on it, even if it's one life. And I don't know why we even discussing this. And for some that don't even know about what goes on in these neighborhoods, Don't say nothing. Just don't say nothing. If you ain't gonna say what you know, then stop talking. Stop talking. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I done went through with. I'm telling you the trauma that I have had and my community. And not only my community, I'm sure others have it too. Whether it's black, seem like to me the brown don't have none though, but I guess it's all black. But let me tell you, the guns are still out there. And the police cannot do all that work, so we need ShotSpotters. And if we're not gonna have the ShotSpotters, if it was good for the DNC, then it's good for us now. If it was good for the DNC, then it's good for us now. Don't move nothing.
When this was brought before the people of Chicago, this is what they were told, that it would reduce violence and it would lead to more arrests. It's done neither.
Sound Thinking, the company behind ShotSpotter, says the technology saves lives, and today they offered it at a discount going forward. But Mayor Johnson says the ordinance is an illegal overreach by the legislative branch, setting up a potential court fight. Older people say they'd rather the mayor simply take the loss as a message.
I hope, seeing the writing on the wall, that the mayor understands, to use his terms, this is the adult world, the legislature is compelling me to do something, and he will go ahead and execute a contract.
No thanks, Johnson replied.
Now, look, if people want a mayor who is going to appease folks, to just satisfy some of the proclivities that people might have,
Johnson in City Council is unlike anything we've seen here in decades. He issues a rare veto on a City Council vote that defied his wishes to keep ShotSpotter around. 33 alder people against 14 voted to give the Chicago police superintendent authority to continue ShotSpotter after the mayor canceled it effective this weekend.
You can see the light at the end of the tunnel and come on over to the side and show this city that we're united and moving forward for the best interest of everyone, and vote in favor of this ordinance. That's the beauty of democracy.
The mayor remained defiant despite the blowout loss, immediately announcing he would veto the ordinance and holding steadfast to his belief that the technology does not work.